God says, ignore this and you will lose the greatest blessing of your life, prayer for money. God says, ignore this and you will lose the greatest blessing of your life, prayer for money. Congratulations. You found your way to this message, and let me assure you, it is no coincidence that you are hearing this today. This is a divine moment, a specific message delivered straight to you, a heavenly announcement designed to forever change your financial destiny. Do not even think of leaving this video. You're here for a reason, at the right time, to receive a powerful message of transformation. This is not just another moment. It's a divine appointment. God, your heavenly Father, has opened a spiritual window over your life, and through this message, He is sending an economic miracle your way. For so long, God has seen you struggle. He has watched as you worked hard, putting in countless hours, but feeling like the fruits of your labor were always just out of reach. You've had sleepless nights, wondering if your efforts would ever be enough. You've prayed silently, wishing for change, but not knowing if anyone heard you. And today, God wants you to know this. He has seen every tear you've shed. He has heard every cry of your heart. And each tear has been preserved as a seed of faith. The moment you've been waiting for has arrived. Not by chance, not by luck, but because the heavens have already signed an order in your favor. Your name, your story, your needs, and your reward are all part of this divine decree. Psalm 20 verse 1 says, "The Lord hear thee in the day of trouble. The name of the God of Jacob defend thee." This is the moment when God is defending you, hearing you, and preparing to answer your prayers in ways you cannot even imagine. This is your moment, and it's unfolding right now. The message you're receiving is not by accident. It's a powerful divine declaration. As you continue to listen, know that God's presence is moving within you, stirring something in your spirit. This isn't just another video. This is an activated miracle. It's the power of God bringing change, hope, and transformation into your life. You are not just listening to a message. You are standing on the edge of your breakthrough. The fact that you are hearing this right now confirms that you have been chosen for this blessing. God knows you've been through difficult seasons. He knows what it's like to struggle, to count every cent, and to fear that there won't be enough to get you through. You've seen others prosper while you felt like you were barely surviving. But God has good news for you today. A new season is beginning, a season of unexpected abundance, provision, and economic miracles. You need to say this in your heart. An economic miracle is coming into my life. The more you believe it, the faster it will manifest. Trust in this because God is working in your life right now. Do not let doubt hold you back any longer. Stay connected, stay focused, because the revelation God is about to share will break every mental limitation that has been holding you captive. This is a time for you to step into the fullness of your blessings. Remember, God's timing is perfect, and today marks the beginning of a new chapter in your financial journey. Trust Him with all your heart, for He is faithful to provide. Keep your faith strong, knowing that you are about to witness a miraculous shift in your life. Remember the words of Philippians 4, verse 19. "But my God shall supply all your need according to His riches in glory by Christ Jesus." This promise is for you. Your miracle is on the way. Embrace it with open arms and an open heart. God's provisions are limitless, and your season of financial transformation has begun. Trust Him, for He is your provider. Beloved, listen carefully, because this is a message meant just for you. God is the one who multiplies, the one who takes what seems small and insignificant and turns it into more than enough. He is the God who transforms scarcity into abundance, who takes the little in your hand and shows you how much greater He can make it. That's why you don't need to keep worrying about what you don't have, because He has already prepared provision for you. You don't need to keep focusing on your debts, because He has already sent a way out. You don't have to figure out how it will happen, because He Himself is the how, the answer, and the door through which every blessing will flow. Can you trust Him with what is in your hand today? Can you believe that the same God who made rivers flow in the desert can open the way in your life too? Remember this. God says, ignore this, and you will lose the greatest blessing of your life. Prayer for money is not just about bills being paid. It's about stepping into a new level of trust, peace, and breakthrough. You've carried burdens that have weighed you down, but the season of endless struggle is shifting into a season of open doors. The miracle that's coming your way is not based on your own effort or striving. It's based on your faith, and your faith has already touched His heart. Because of that, He is sending a reward prepared especially for you. Yes, it may include financial blessing, but it's also going to bring wisdom, divine connections, new opportunities, and unexpected favor. God is not only interested in adding numbers to your bank account, He wants to restore your confidence, your joy, and your vision for the future. This miracle is about so much more than money. It's about freedom, peace, and rest for your soul. Think of the widow who had nothing left but a jar of oil. She thought it was too small, too insignificant to matter. Yet when she trusted and obeyed, that small oil multiplied until every jar was filled, and her life was changed forever. What is the small jar in your life right now? What is the thing you think is not enough when you place it in God's hands? He can show you just how much it can become. He has done it before, and He can do it again, even for you. Even now, He is aligning people, opportunities, and circumstances to bring you what you could never achieve on your own. Things are moving behind the scenes even if you can't see them yet. So don't turn away from this word, because if you do, you might miss the very key that will unlock your miracle. God says, ignore this, and you will lose the greatest blessing of your life. Prayer for money, when lifted with true faith and trust, becomes a doorway to miracles, strategies, and breakthroughs that can transform your entire future. So take a deep breath, quiet your heart, and prepare yourself, because your miracle is closer than you think. Your faith has already moved heaven, and now heaven is moving toward you. This isn't by chance, it's by divine design. The financial breakthrough you've been waiting for is already on its way, and with it will come peace, restoration, and purpose. Don't underestimate what God can do with the little you have. Trust Him, release your fears, and allow Him to bring provision in ways you never imagined. Stay faithful, stay prayerful, and be ready to receive, because your breakthrough is already unfolding. My friend, listen closely, because what I'm about to share with you is not just another motivational thought. It's something deeper, something that could change the way you see your struggles and your blessings. I want you to know that God has seen every single battle you've been through. He's heard every quiet prayer whispered in the dark when nobody else was there, and He understands the weight you carry on your heart. Don't turn away from this moment, because sometimes the very word we ignore is the one that holds the key to the breakthrough we've been praying for. People often say God says, ignore this, and you will lose the greatest blessing of your life. And I truly believe that when it comes to your finances, your peace, and your future, this is one of those moments. A prayer for money is not just about asking for bills to be paid. It's about opening your heart to the abundance God has already prepared for you. Think about it. How many times have you been staring at your limitations, looking at the empty wallet, the unpaid bills, and the endless responsibilities, and felt like there was no way out, yet over and over again? God has shown us that He can make a way, where there seems to be none. He can provide from sources you didn't expect, and He can turn situations around in ways you couldn't have imagined. What if the very thing you've been waiting for is already in motion? But it requires you to shift your focus from what you lack to what God has promised. Sometimes miracles don't begin in full hands. They begin in empty ones, lifted in faith. I want you to picture this. Even now, behind the scenes, unseen forces are working in your favor. Opportunities are aligning. Doors are preparing to open, and the right connections are being set in place. You might not see it yet, but just because you can't see it doesn't mean it isn't real. Have you ever noticed that the greatest breakthroughs often come when everything feels the hardest? That's not an accident. It's because those moments stretch your faith, forcing you to decide whether you'll believe the circumstances or believe God's faithfulness. Let me ask you, what would your life look like if you stopped defining yourself by your current situation and started defining yourself by God's promises? What if, instead of staring at the numbers in your bank account, you started looking at the unlimited resources of the One who created everything? Think about it. When the people of Israel were trapped at the Red Sea, there was no logical way out. But God specializes in the impossible. And if He did it for them, why wouldn't He do it for you? Doesn't it make sense that your current challenge could simply be the stage for your next testimony? The truth is, every step of faith matters. Even the smallest act, choosing to believe, choosing to stay connected, choosing to act when it feels insignificant, can carry incredible power. Faith has always been about movement, not about perfection. And when you act, when you align your decisions with belief, things start shifting both in the visible and invisible realms. That's why sometimes even a simple step, like opening your heart, taking action, or saying yes to an opportunity, becomes the trigger that sets your miracle in motion. How many times has God already carried you through moments that felt impossible? How many times did He show up right when you thought everything was over? If He did it before, He will do it again. Your financial struggles are not bigger than His ability to provide. Your doubts are not stronger than His promises. And your limitations are not final, because God's resources are limitless. But it comes down to this: will you let fear keep you trapped where you are? Or will you step forward in trust, believing that your breakthrough is closer than you think? I truly believe that when you hold on to this prayer for money, not as a desperate cry, but as a declaration of trust, you're stepping into alignment with the abundance God has already prepared for you. This isn't just about paying bills. It's about unlocking peace, freedom, and a future filled with more than enough. And maybe, just maybe, the blessing you've been waiting for is already on its way, waiting for you to believe it, receive it, and walk into it. The question I want to ask you now is simple. Are you truly ready to take that step of faith? Will you trust God even when your current situation may seem impossible, and everything around you tells you it's too hard? It's time to release your fear, worry, and doubt. God is ready, and He has already made a plan for your provision. You don't have to carry the burden of figuring it out all by yourself. All He is asking from you is trust, faith, and obedience. Remember, God is the source of all that you need. His riches and His abundance are more than enough to meet every need in your life. No matter what you're going through, God is already working on your behalf, even when you can't see it. He is near, guiding your steps and orchestrating your future. Miracles begin with faith. Even in the darkest times when everything seems impossible, the moment you choose to believe, beyond what you can see with your physical eyes, God begins to move. And let me tell you, my friend, even the smallest act of faith can carry incredible power. Your willingness to step forward, no matter how small the action seems, can unlock God's blessings in your life in ways you can't even imagine. When you take that step of faith, know that you are activating something in the spiritual realm. Every time you respond to God's voice with faith, you are setting into motion something extraordinary. It's not just a simple word, it's a divine force that accelerates your destiny. Perhaps you feel overwhelmed by the world around you. But the truth is, you have to be ready for your financial miracle to unfold. You must act now. If you believe that now is your moment, take a step in faith. Subscribe to this channel, like this video, and affirm with your heart that you are prepared to receive the abundance that God has promised you. You might be wondering, why now? Lord, why is this the moment for my miracle? The answer is simple. Every word that God speaks carries purpose and power. When God speaks, He plants seeds in your heart, seeds of prosperity, seeds of miracles. And just as a farmer plants a seed and nurtures it, soon those seeds will sprout, grow, and bear the fruit of blessings that will change your life. Now, I want you to see with more than your physical eyes. Look with the eyes of your soul, and you will realize that God is much closer than you think. He is walking with you, guiding you, and overseeing every decision you make. In this very moment, He is releasing the support and the help you've longed for. This is not just about surviving, it's about thriving. You were made to reflect God's glory, to live in the abundance He has planned for you. And that abundance is not just for you. It's so you can be a vessel of blessing to others. By living in abundance, you will be able to lift others up, help those in need, and share the testimony of God's miracles in your life. God's promise to you today is powerful. You will not end this year in lack. He is moving things, shifting people, and creating opportunities in your favor. He will bring you creative ideas, spark new projects, and open doors that you never imagined. And all of this is because you have believed. You have remained open, and you have stayed to hear this message. God sees your heart, hears your cry, and He is here to answer. A chain of events is about to unfold in your life, and you will witness a financial miracle like you've never seen before. But for this miracle to manifest, you must accept this message. Let it take root in your spirit and allow it to grow. This is not just about hearing the words, but truly believing them and letting them transform your life. So, don't turn away from this message. Don't let this moment pass by. What you're hearing right now might just be the key to the abundance you've been waiting for. Do you truly believe that change is possible for you? Do you believe that now is the time for your financial breakthrough? God has never planned for your life to be one of lack, mediocrity, or struggle. No, long before you were born, He had already prepared provisions for you. Resources, opportunities, and people were preordained to cross your path and help you fulfill your purpose. But I know it may feel like there's been a delay, like things haven't happened as quickly as you hoped. It's not because God has forgotten you. It's because your heart needed to be prepared, your character needed to be shaped, and your faith needed to be strengthened. Every trial, every challenge you've faced has been part of the refining process. God's timing is not like the world's timing. He doesn't operate based on the clock. His timing is divine, perfectly aligned with your readiness to receive what He has in store for you. He arrives when your soul is prepared to carry the blessings He's ready to pour out. And today, that time has come. Beloved friend, you are not meant to want, to lack, or to struggle. The God who formed you also promised to provide for you, and when He moves, His miracle will be greater, fuller, and more perfect than what you thought possible. Your finances, your health, your relationships, your purpose, every area of your life is about to be touched. but the way you prepare your heart will determine how you receive it. God's blessings are not a matter of luck or chance. They are a matter of alignment, of faith, and of trust. So let me ask you, will you choose today to open your heart, to align your spirit with His will, and to hold firmly to faith even when the path looks uncertain? Because this is where your breakthrough begins. Think of the story of Elijah and the widow in Zarephath. She had only a little flour and oil left, enough to prepare one final meal for herself and her son before they would starve. Yet, when Elijah spoke God's word and asked her to share that last bit, she obeyed in faith. And what happened? The jar of flour and the jug of oil did not run dry until the famine was over. What looked like an impossible situation became a divine miracle because she trusted. Doesn't that stir something within you? How often do we cling tightly to our limited resources instead of trusting that God's provision is bigger than what we see? Could it be that your miracle is already waiting? But God is asking you to release fear and trust Him first. The truth is, God delights in giving to His children. He is not a God who withholds good things. He is answering you now. He is speaking to you, preparing you, positioning you for abundance that is not dependent on the systems of this world, but on His infinite resources. That means the blessing that is coming will not look ordinary. It may not arrive through the path you expect. Sometimes, it may even come from the least likely person, a phone call, a message, or an unexpected opportunity that shifts your entire financial situation. Will you be ready to recognize it when it comes, or will you dismiss it as coincidence? Beloved, nothing about God's timing is random. He orchestrates every detail with precision. Now, let's talk about your role. You are not being called to sit back passively, but to actively prepare your heart and actions for the financial breakthrough. Ask yourself, how can I position my life so that when God opens the door, I can walk through it? How can I live in a way that honors Him with what I already have, even if it feels small? These are not empty questions. They are the keys that unlock the flow of blessing into your life. This is God's invitation for you to partner with Him. Are you willing to ask boldly, to seek diligently, and to knock persistently, trusting that He is faithful to answer? And if you feel weak, tired, or defeated by the setbacks you've faced, let this truth lift you. Your faith has pleased Him. Even in your struggles, when you looked up and trusted again, God took notice. It's not about how many times you've fallen, but how many times you turned back to Him. That is why He declares over you today, the season of closed doors is finished. A new chapter has begun, one where provision and abundance become your testimony. Your story will no longer be defined by lack, but by the goodness of God who never failed you. Do you believe that today? So, beloved, remain alert. Pay attention with the eyes of your soul. The greatest blessings sometimes come hidden in the smallest details. That unexpected favor, that surprising opportunity, that helping hand extended at the right time. All of these are signals of God's hand moving in your life. Do not ignore them. Do not dismiss them, for they are not small at all. They are the very gateways to the economic miracle He has already decreed for you. My dear friend, I want you to listen closely to me today, because what I am about to share is not just ordinary words. It is a message meant for your heart, for your spirit, and for your future. God says, ignore this, and you will lose the greatest blessing of your life. Have you ever sat alone at night, staring at the bills on your table, wondering how you're going to make it through another month? Have you ever felt the frustration of checking your bank account only to find disappointment and worry staring back at you? If so, I want you to know you are not alone, and you are not here by accident. You are listening to this moment because it has been divinely arranged, and it carries a promise directly for you, right now. I want you to declare something with me. My economic miracle is on its way. Say it aloud. Don't whisper it timidly. Speak it with power, with conviction, and with faith. Because when you declare those words, you are not simply saying a sentence. You are igniting movement in the spiritual realm. You are unlocking doors that have been waiting to swing open. You are setting into motion blessings that have been prepared for you long before this very moment. Can you believe that the Creator of all things is waiting on your words, your actions, your faith, to release what has already been set aside for you? But my friend, listen carefully. Words alone are only the beginning. Every declaration of faith is like planting a seed, but that seed must be watered with action. When you speak it out, you must also live it out. No matter how small the steps may seem, it may mean taking a bold decision, or it may simply mean waking up tomorrow with a renewed sense of hope and refusing to let doubt control your mind. Too often, people pray for money. They cry out for a miracle, but they stop short of acting like it's already on the way. Today, I challenge you to change that. If you truly believe this word is for you, then begin to carry yourself as if the blessing has already arrived. Begin to walk with confidence, even if your pockets are empty. Begin to speak with hope, even if your situation looks bleak. Because it is in those small, powerful actions that faith comes alive, and your miracle begins to manifest. This is your moment, your season, your turning point. You may feel like you have been stuck in the same struggle for far too long, but I promise you, this is not the end of your story. God has already written a chapter of abundance, of prosperity, and of victory with your name on it. And even if everything around you is screaming lack, even if the voices of fear and doubt are loud, I want you to know deep down in your soul that nothing is too hard for God. What looks impossible in your eyes is only an opportunity for Him to show His power in your life. Think about it. How many times have you faced things in the past that you thought would break you, but somehow you came through stronger? Wasn't there always a way, always a door, always a helping hand? And if He has done it before, why would He not do it again now? Especially when you are seeking Him with your whole heart. I know you've been weary. I know you've cried in silence. I know you've wondered how long this season of struggle will last. But let me remind you, every tear you've shed, every prayer you've whispered, every time you sighed and thought nobody was listening, He was right there. He saw you. He heard you. He felt every ounce of your pain. And today, He is saying to you, do not fear, do not doubt, for I have already prepared your breakthrough. This is not just a message floating into your life randomly. No, this is personal. This is intentional. This is a love letter from heaven, and it carries your name. God says, ignore this and you will lose the greatest blessing of your life. And I don't want you to let that happen. Now, let me show you something powerful. Before your financial miracle shows up, there are 3 signs that you will begin to notice. The first is peace, an unexplainable supernatural calm that rests on your heart even while the world around you feels chaotic. Suddenly, you'll realize that even though your bank account hasn't changed yet, you are no longer consumed by fear. You'll be able to sleep at night. You'll be able to smile again. And that peace will be the signal that God is already at work on your behalf. The second sign will come as an idea, a spark, a thought that refuses to leave your mind. It may seem simple at first, almost too ordinary, but inside of it will be the key to unlock your blessing. Don't brush it aside. That idea may be the answer you've been praying for, the instruction that leads to your provision, the very door to your economic miracle. And the third sign will be a person, a connection that enters your life at just the right time. It may be a friend, a stranger, or even someone you haven't spoken to in years. But when you encounter them, you will feel the difference. This person will not bring confusion or pressure, but instead clarity, joy, and opportunity. They will be the vessel through which your blessing flows. So pay attention, beloved, because these three signs, peace, divine inspiration, and a key connection, are already making their way into your life. They are the markers along the path leading to your financial breakthrough. While you wait for them, do not be idle. Wake up every morning and remind yourself of the promise. Speak life into your situation. Feed your faith, because faith that is nurtured will always produce fruit. And be careful not to let doubt steal your blessing. The enemy would love to convince you that you are destined for lack, that you will always live under the weight of debt. But that is a lie. You were not created for scarcity. You were designed for abundance, for victory, for purpose. You were made to shine with the blessings of heaven so that your life could inspire and uplift others. Right now, in this very moment, a turning point is happening. This is the day that marks the beginning of a new chapter for you. Can you feel it? Can you sense the hope rising inside you? That is not just emotion. That is confirmation. God is saying that the doors of abundance are opening, that your prayer for money has been heard, and that the answer is on its way. All you need to do is rise up, believe it, declare it, and step forward with expectation. Imagine what your life will look like a few months from now if you hold on to this promise. Imagine the debts paid, the opportunities that unfold, the peace that fills your home. Do you see it? That vision is not fantasy. It is the future that awaits you if you dare to believe and refuse to give up. But let me also give you this wisdom. When the blessing comes, it is not just for you to spend. It is for you to multiply, to steward wisely, and to use as a foundation for greater things. This journey is not simply about receiving. It is about growing into the person who can handle the blessing, who can bless others in turn, and who can carry a legacy. When your miracle comes, let it not only lift your life, but let it overflow into the lives of those around you. That is the purpose of true abundance, to turn you into a blessing for the world. So, beloved, as you listen to this, don't let fear creep in. Don't let doubt rob you of the very thing you've been praying for. You are on the threshold of manifestation. You are standing right at the place where your waiting and your faith are about to collide with reality. God says, ignore this, and you will lose the greatest blessing of your life. But I believe you won't ignore it. I believe you are ready to receive, ready to step forward, ready to embrace the miracle that is on its way. And as you do, watch how your life begins to transform in ways beyond anything you could have imagined. This is your time. This is your season. And this, my friend, is your moment of breakthrough. As you stand at the threshold of your breakthrough, know that this is not just a moment. It's the beginning of a new season in your life. God has heard every prayer, seen every struggle, and He is preparing to bless you in ways beyond your imagination. Trust in His perfect timing, for the miracle you've been waiting for is already on its way. The key to unlocking your blessing lies in your faith and willingness to embrace God's abundance. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back any longer. Step forward with courage and confidence, knowing that God is faithful to provide. As you continue on this journey, remember that this miracle is not just about financial prosperity. It's about transformation in every area of your life. Your provision, your joy, your peace, and your future are all aligned with God's perfect plan for you. The doors of abundance are opening, and you are being positioned for greatness. This is your time to shine, to rise above your circumstances, and to experience the miraculous favor of God. Stay faithful, stay hopeful, and expect the impossible. Your breakthrough is here, and your life will never be the same again.